Vinicius, Mbappe, Cavaja, Garnacho, Havertz, and Eder Militao. These are these are players that has been ruled out for this upcoming international break. They have they are injured. For an Cavaja who is out of the season, quick recovery to him. But this leads me to a trend, or am I seeing a trend, or should I say? Let me say it. I know I'm just trying to say it in a way it doesn't sound rude and it doesn't sound like I'm accusing the clubs, but does it look like the clubs are faking injuries? Because obviously you cannot tell me under the space of a week or some days to the international break, Vinicius is out, Mbappe is out, Eder Militao is out, Cavaja, who we obviously know like is out of the season obviously, but it's becoming suspicious. Havertz as well. Seeing all these big teams and having their players pulled, we can mention Victor Osimhen is a notable mention, but I will know Victor Osimhen, whom I can't really, let me not talk for everybody, but Victor Osimhen as well, he was injured in the recent week. And the funny part is that 80% of this injury minus Cavaja will be coming back like a week, almost like after the international break. So like that bets my suspicion of are clubs faking injuries. You get me? Clubs have been faking injuries from way back. Like it's something that has been done from time immemorial. But like the amount of injury that have flooded the internet this past few days is mad. Like the amount of injury is mad. I can tell you. Like a lot of people pulled off. These are names that I can remember, or names that I was able to pull down. But I'm still asking: are clubs faking injuries? There are obvious reasons why clubs can fake injury. Obviously, they have a lot of fixtures. Like Real Madrid is stacked with fixtures. Then the Champions League, then the La Liga. They'll play the Copa del Rey. They'll play the Club World Cup. And with the Champions League, having the new format, and that means more match. I think Madrid are going to play a lot of matches. I think Madrid and Man City are the two teams that is going to have to play a lot of matches. You get me? And with Rodri being out injured, and Arsenal, Martin Odegaard, who was out injured in the last international break, are clubs starting to protect their players for their club. Obviously, the club pay these players. Without the club, I don't think the national team will have the players to call off to. This will be a very, very short one. So I'm asking you, are clubs faking injury, or is this just a trend, or is this because of the fixtures, the compact fixtures they have to face? Because Havertz, I think Havertz is new injury. I don't know the injury that Militao got, but he has been pulled out from the Brazil squad. Garnacho, the same thing. Cavaja out of the season. The Madrid actually extended his contract. The one that looked so corny and that looked a little bit that make me started suspecting that there might be faking injuries is Mbappe's own. Reports came out a few weeks ago that Mbappe is out for 6 weeks. And when it's 6 weeks, 6 weeks is out for 6 weeks, and that was this week would have been the third week, or the next week. Then he will be back 2 weeks after the international break. Surprisingly, Mbappe was on the bench for Lille versus Real Madrid, and he was equally on the bench for the league game they had in the in the weekend, and he is not available for the French national team. No, stay with me. He was announced to be out for 6 weeks. Then he was on the bench for the Real Madrid versus Lille match, and then he was still on the bench for the match. I think he made appearance on the midweek. I'm not sure. I didn't watch the match, but I was sure he was there. I was sure he traveled to France to play Lille, and I was sure he was equally on the bench against which side did they play? Villarreal or Deportivo? I don't really know the side they play, but the match last weekend. Which bets he's looking suspicious. How can you tell me close to international break 3 Madrid players pulled out injured? The Matthew, and 2 of them are the Akima. Eder Militao is probably their key man. Let's say 3 of them. 4. 4. So I think it's high time these clubs are investigated to know whether whether they are faking injuries, because obviously I would definitely understand why they are faking injuries, why they are are trying to protect their players, they're trying to protect their finance, because Man City, they are feeling it hot with Rodri being out, and they don't have a player that has similar type of profile of Rodri, or can offer what Rodri offers. They have no players in their squad that you can mention. Gundogan, Kovacic, which is trying, but that doesn't touch to the level of what Rodri brings to a Manchester City team. And you can look at Arsenal. They lost their side. They lost Martin Odegaard in the last what's this Nation League? Yeah, Nation League, UEFA Nations League. He was out injured. And Arsenal, yes, even though like results wise, Arsenal is not feeling it, but you can see from the way they play, he affected it. You can't say really affected, because they are grinding out results and they are winning their matches. But if you watch Arsenal, there is this flavor Odegaard brings to their team, which is not really there. No player, Trossard has came in, did 1 or 2, had some few good games, showing his best, but not to the level of what Trossard can offer. But I'm not really going much down on Arsenal. And Havertz is a player that rarely gets injured. Maybe I'm wrong. Garnacho, whether he goes to Brazil, Argentina, or he doesn't go, maybe they don't care. But where I'm looking at is Real Madrid, because he's looking corny. 4 of your key players are out. He's looking corny. So please help me out. This over to you guys. Are these clubs faking injuries? Especially Real Madrid. Are Real Madrid faking injuries? Please, you get me? So that's all for now. So like the video, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.